Well, what's going on, guys? Weaver, John C., Rosamond, California. What's going on with you folks? It's 2:08 in the morning. Correction. My damn eyesight's going crazy again. Yeah, 2:08 in the morning. It's Thursday. It's March 11th, 2021. And spring break's just about over. Funny how a week can go fast. Funny how things can change in life real quickly. A shout out to Don's Vacation out there for the video that he did in regards to a fellow travel agent and cruiser who lost his life. Condolences to the family. Condolences to the family. Cruising industries, and I'm not talking about the ship and the companies that run the ships. I'm talking about the industry of people, of travel agents, of enthusiasts of cruisers who feel everyone else's pain and share in everyone else's joy and experiences out there. Those who've been on the cruise ships understand this a great deal. Even just once on a cruise ship, you're part of the community and don't even realize it. And when one death happens in there, it affects everybody, especially when you start to know some of these people offhand. You hear a passing glance, it's one thing, but when you meet these people in person, it's a different story altogether because now you make the connections with them. I've only had one travel a long time ago on a cruise ship that's turned into scrap iron already. But I always wanted to go back into the cruising. See the shirt I'm wearing right now. I took a cruise back in 2003, 2002 actually. My big brother David. My mother, Marianne, and God rest her souls, she had worked as a bookkeeping income tax specialist for a long while. One of her clients was at a travel agent based out in San Fernando Valley. He had uh, he had been saved a hell of a lot of money, and he made a lot of friends along the way, and we were one of them. Guy's name was Jerry. He used to work at Bull Rush Travel Agency. I don't know whatever happened to Jerry after that. Lost track after the gentleman there. I'm hoping he's all right. Jerry, at one time, was a Disneyland aficionado. He loved going to the big park and having fun and just waltzing around. He had passes at one time to get him in their yearly annual passes. Lucky bastard. But he also knew how to do cruise ships as well. When my mother saved him enough, he rewarded her and my brother and me with a couple of cruises. My mother and a dear friend of mine, who was also a surrogate mother as well, had taken a 10-day on the Sun Princess. God rest its soul, too. I missed that ship and hadn't sailed in the thing. I saw it at a distance at a port of Los Angeles. I trolled the damn lines of her. My God, she was gorgeous. I would have lived in that boat. It was the first time I've actually seen a cruise ship in person and drooled heavily. Jerry calls one night to my mother about 4 or 5 o'clock at night. Told Ma what happened. Had an immediate cruising for the next day for a 10-day Mexican Riviera starting from Port of Los Angeles, ending up over at Cabo, and then back again. I'm like, oh, Ma, can I go with you? No, but I'm taking a friend of mine. Oh, darn you. But she had to have a lot of clothes to use. And we had to go shopping that night real fast and real bad. While we're doing our shopping at a special boutique, getting all the stuff that she needs, she's calling and making arrangements with Dee regarding her Dolores. Dolores Reeve, God rest her soul. Anyway, she's making plans with Dee, and Dee says, "Yeah, I'll do it. 10 days. Yeah, right, let's do it. Let's do it, Marianne." Oh, my brother and I didn't sleep. We catnapped for about an hour and a half or 2 hours and packed up everything else the next time. And about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, we're piling into the van, moving away from Reseda, California, all the way to North Hollywood, picking up her and the luggage, and then making a 2 hour trip, or an hour and a half or 2 hour trip. We got over there at 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning, and there she was, berthed, docked, sitting there with her engines idling, the water churning like crazy. The gulls were crying out, and it was cool and crisp in the air. People are starting to get over to the parking lot of Port Los Angeles, and I'm seeing this boat. I'm seeing her from the distance, and Ma is laughing, and Dee's laughing, and David's telling me, "Will you shut up?" Because I'm saying, "Ma, please, please let me go. I'll pay for my own damn tickets." Oh, she's gorgeous, Ma. I'm looking at this boat. I had never seen a cruise ship in person. I've seen them in pictures. I've seen them on television. Well, when you watch The Love Boat like crazy, you had this image in your damn head. And then when you see the weathercasters showing Long Beach, you'd see the Carnival ships or something else like that. Or you see the Queen Mary all the time. Constant fixture. Just blank it out, okay? It's a constant thing. It's a constant fixture. Never did once think the damn boat used to be a ship, a liner, instead of a hotel, and now is a major financial drain that people are arguing over who's going to be taking care of this grand old lady. Pisses me off that companies after companies, including the city of Long Beach, couldn't even take care of her right. And she's deteriorating right before their eyes. She's a landmark. She's a tourist trap. She's a tourist attraction. She's got history. Oh my God. I'm livid over it. But that's another thing to talk about. But my reaction seeing the Sun Princess is typical of a first time cruiser who hasn't been on the water or on a cruise ship. Seeing this, it's not the food I look forward to, it's the experience. It's the vehicle I'm going to be traveling on. It's the excitement. It's the thrill. It's the unknown that excites me. And that was 30 plus years ago, roughly. Just about. Almost 30 years ago. And I can remember it as of yesterday. And we get into the port. We park in the parking lot in the handicapped. Dave and I had to take out Moss scooter piece by piece and put the damn thing back together again. Heavy monstrosity from hell, but still. And we went into I think it was in that building number 3. Yeah, building number 3. When you're in the channel and you got that side right there. It's that building right there. And the offices. And the cruising. That's where you had to go into. They had a coffee shop. They actually had a gift shop in there too, but expensive as hell, I heard. They had food trucks outside. A lot cheaper to get your food and coffee. And sodas and breakfast. They didn't start boarding until noon. which meant they had to get the passengers out of there so they can get the cabins cleaned up. So by the time 1 or 2 o'clock came up, we're barely getting through the line to get into the queue, get our paperwork in, show them the ticket information, get the boarding passes, get the pictures taken, everything else needed for it. And then you had to wait. You still had to wait because the people who are still on board are still trying to get the hell off. Because once they got off, and once the cabins have already been secured, I mean, the house cleaning crew went into effect, took action. By the time we got her on board, it was about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And my brother and I, we said our goodbyes. We told them we'll see them back in 10 days, and yes, we'll have the house cleaned up during that time. We had to. There was a restaurant across the street from the port of Los Angeles. My brother and I went in there, sat and ate, watched the ship. I wish I could have seen it go out. It would have been glorious. But we said, no, we're going to get our own ship. Hindsight being 2020. I'm not quite sure if we actually had the better ship or not, but I think we had. Monarch of the Seas, courtesy of Royal Caribbean. Now, at the time, my friend had bad experiences on 1 or 2 other cruise lines. He recommended Royal Caribbean. They seemed to have the better, and also Crown Princess at the time. Actually, Princess Cruises at the time actually had better reputation. In the past 30 years, Carnival Corporation took over a lot of companies out there, including Princess. Changed a lot of landscapes left and right. I didn't even realize that the port of Long Beach, where the Spruce Goose had originally been there, was turned into the Carnival Corporation docking area. I did not know that back then. I know it now, but not back then. So when Ma and Dave came back, I was already working at the time. David was in between jobs. We had to wait for about a month or 2. And then it was our turn. And then we took off for a 3-day weekend. Just a quick trip to Ensenada and back. Well, we couldn't have a 10-day. We couldn't even afford that. The finances said otherwise. And it was the only available trip that Jerry could find at the time. I wasn't going to complain much until I saw the Monarch of the Seas, and here's the expression. You remember in the original Star Wars movie, Episode 4, New Hope, where Luke Skywalker sees the Millennium Falcon for the first time. You remember the scene and the expression and what he said. I'm looking at the Monarch of the Seas for the first time, coming over the hill and looking at this boat. And instead of saying what the hell he said, I'm saying to myself, you got to be fucking kidding me. Jerry, I'm going to keel haul your ass. I even said that to my brother. My brother and I are laughing at each other about this one here. I mean, we're cracking up in the ship. During the time when we're going over there, we were listening to old Red Skelton monologues on tapes. And actually, I think there was a comedy channel we were listening to as well. One of them was dealing with a skit involving 2 seagulls at a dock, watching 2 workers in a skiff down below. and Heathcliff and Gertrude. If I can do this right, I hope. Heathcliff. Yeah, Gertrude. What do you see down there? Gee, I don't know. What do you see down there? It looks like two dinghies in a dinghy. I have yet to find this joke somewhere. Online or in tapes. Because I know I paraphrased that damn thing like crazy, but we did something like this, similar to it. We were laughing our heads off like crazy as we're watching, the ship coming up. We see the ship coming up, and Dave's expression is like, "Oh wow!" I'm like, "Oh shit, you got to be kidding me! What a piece of junk!" Then it hits me. Then it hits me. What a piece of junk! I'm laughing at the memory at this point over here, and I'm feeling sorry for myself right now because I wish I hadn't said that to myself. God, she's gorgeous still. Every ship has its charms. Every ship has its character, its personality. You just have to stay there to find it, to feel it, to look at her and to know her. How the hell did I know? Because I was comparing her to the damn Sun Princess. Sun Princess was like a classy dame, and here I'm seeing, what the hell is this shit? Yeah, the Millennium Falcon in Star Wars had a long ass history, according to Star Wars lore and fandom and the expanded history and everybody else writing for it. So they created this nice long history concerning about the Millennium Falcon. Even though it may look like the ugliest damn ship out there, but it was still a functioning freighter and a fighter. Many uses and many outfits and outriggings on the thing. But here's the thing. I'm looking at the Monarch, and she's already been retrofitted. She just came out of mothball. She came out of dry dock. She's taken over the West Coast operations for a few more years, and after that, she'd be switched over to the back east somewhere. And she did. She sailed the Caribbean for a little longer time, doing the 3 or 4 day runs. Wasn't exactly equipped to do a 7 day. I mean, she wasn't big enough for that damn thing, not even the storage for it. But just enough for about 4 a day would be fine for her. But she's still a classy dame anyway for a short timer. It's just enough to get a taste of it. A taste that you'll never get rid of, and I hadn't. So we're going through the round. Our parking wasn't in front of the damn terminal. No, we had it on the other side of the dock. And the other side of the berth, that's where we parked our car, and unfortunately I wish I had my CD with me. It would have been something to play that thing as a ship's sailing out. I could play my CD. Have a few music that'll have been perfect for my memory. No, not really. We get in there, we go through the paperwork, and then we get our breakfast down below. Well, food trucks work. Danish, milk, sodas, coffee. And we wait. And we wait, and we wait, and wait. Get processed, and we wait, and they call us up. We go through the thing. We finally get our own cards, our own paperwork, bag tag, go through the ship. I'm on the dock. I'm looking at this thing. It's hitting me slowly but surely. Now, the thing of it is, at the time, I wish to God I kept the damn videotape. So it was 8mm, and I lost the sons of bitches. No, actually, it was a VHS-C format. I lost them over the years. I kicked myself for that damn thing. Because the pictures and looking at this thing, my God, it was incredible. Absolutely incredible. My brother and I did get a few pictures inside. I had them posted a long time ago. I still have them. I also made a video concerning about the pictures and descriptions of the whole situation somewhere in my YouTube channel that I've got them. But I just wanted to retell the tale for those people in the cruising industry that, oh yeah, quite an amazing experience. But continuing with the story a little bit. You ever see first timers? I mean, after they drill and look at the damn shit, and they're getting their cameras and they're scanning the whole boat like crazy, trying to make sure they got that right picture, that right video, the right angle. Did they ever start feeling the outside of the skin, outside of the hull, just to feel if it's real? I did that too. I did that to get an indication of this boat was real, and it was happening. It was real life. It was exciting. We were there. I couldn't sleep. My body wanted to sleep. My brain didn't. It was overloaded. We've gone exploring a little bit, gone through the orientation, scarfed out at the Windjammer Cafe and upper decks. And then the Red Skeleton Act kicked in. My brother's nudging me. He's looking down past the bow. At the keel, right next to the dock in the fore area, we're seeing two guys, two workers in a dinghy, and right above them are two seagulls. Oh my God, it was perfect. It was absolutely perfect. There was few people around us, and my brother and I had to do the act. We had to do Red Skeleton. I'm Gertrude, he's Heathcliff. By the time we finished the act, those poor guys down there didn't realize that they were the butt of a joke. They were just there to check out and do whatever they were going to be doing down there in the first place. They had some machinery they were checking out, and they got seagulls checking them out. It was priceless. I wish I could have taken a picture of this damn thing. It was priceless. And after we got through the Red Skeleton joke, I still got to find that damn thing somewhere or another. We had about a dozen people, including a couple of crew members, laughing their asses off. They understood Red Skeleton. Not many people during that time understood Red Skeleton. God rest his soul, he was a comic genius. He did Junior the Man, the Little Kid, and that was my brother half the time when he was growing up as a youth. Gave my mother so much grief sometimes. But he never did outgrow it. He still had his mischievous times. He was still a smart ass. It's nice to have memories like that of family. I have to hold on to positive memories like that because they're the most important and precious things these days. And Don on his video a couple of days back was trying to make this point clear. He's been battling with his own damn health issues left and right, and when he heard about his friend going through what he was going through and then got the news, it devastated him. So when he was doing his video a few days later, it was really rocking his butt. And he was telling people to appreciate the things in life, the special things in life that makes the things matter the most. Cruising is just one of those industries that's been affected by the COVID. But the memories that we've already had prior before the COVID, they mattered a hell of a lot. And hopefully we'll have more better memories of better adventures or different adventures down the road when we get past this damn COVID. We have to look for the better spot. Sometimes I'm not communicating that effectively enough to people these days when I get into my own damn depression. And I talk to people about things on top of my chest and things I've noticed and things I come across. And I come across as a very depressing person. Well, most of the time I am a very depressing person. Except if I happen to pop up a memory or two regarding a happy thing that happened in my life. And yes, there are a few things that actually happened in my life, but most of them are depressing enough anyway. And I don't get intimate all that often. But in my other videos, I'm getting intimate enough concerning about my own damn neurosis in the first place. Just saying. I'm just saying. The cruise went off almost without a hitch. Did take a little bit of a nap. And my brother and I had dinner, and during that time I do not recommend the salad. Their salad was a wedge of lettuce. No garnishments, croutons, salad dressing, just a wedge of lettuce. That's your salad? Sounds like a damn English salad. Blech. Had something else on board that ship. Couldn't stand that one. Liftoff, actually, the departure from the dock. Everyone's excited. Everyone's at the sides. Some people are around the parties, pools, and drinking like crazy, screaming and yelling their heads off. And me and my brother were at the port side of the ship. Now, keep in mind that when the ship is parked, it's usually parked bow first. So she had a maneuver. She had a maneuver out of the dock, swing around, and go. That's what she did. My brother and I went to one side of the ship to the other to see other points such as the Coast Guard Station and Terminal Island. Terminal Island, if people aren't familiar with it, is a place where they have the Coast Guard area. They have the federal prison in there. But they also have the docks where you get your cargo. And it is an island. It is an island. I looked at it at Google Maps. I looked at it, damn thing. It's an island already. So the ship leaves. We heard the horn blasting, and we lost our damn hearing. Came down inside, and ship started. Said before in my other YouTubes, there's a video concerning about the cruising somewhere in there. Probably about 1 or 2 years back. Of the whole adventure. But it's a good memory to have. It's a good memory to hold on to. And maybe in that instance, and maybe part of the cruising community, one way or another. I don't know. All I do know is I understand how death hits, and I understand how the impact's going to be for a hell of a long while, especially when it's a close loved one. When depression kicks in and the grief kicks in, the constant struggle to remember good memories. That's a constant fight right there. Because then you deal with the triggers and everything else going on. And that's the main reason why I kept doing the videos in the first place, is to tell people, but also tell myself, this is what I've been going through. This is my therapy session. This is an educational video of sorts. I hardly ever had any comments concerning about them, but that's all right. I mean, if it helps someone, it helps someone. If I'm too damn depressing down the road, I am too damn depressing down the road. But when I make those videos, it's for a reason anyway, and I usually tell the reason. It's not to lord it over people and say that I am saying this to you because I want you to listen and obey me and follow me and worship me and love me. No. I'm just telling you what's going on inside my damn head and what's the education going on here and how things are going and proceeding in my life. And if someone's going through bad times and they're feeling like this, maybe, just maybe, they'll see a connection somehow. Just maybe, they'll find something to make their life a little better, a little easier if they can. Make it worthwhile. Make it worth something. But make it theirs. I do it because I have to get it off my chest. I have to do it because I have choices. I can die, or else I can do this. I'll choose to do this. Who knows, by the time I'm dead, maybe something of it'll live on down the road. Something has said, I was there. This is my records. It's like when you see those documentaries and they're bringing up the letters and doing the audio recordings of what's going on these days of history. They don't realize it when they're doing it that they're giving out the material to whoever they're sending it to as communications. Not realizing that down the road are going to be historical documents. A record of what happened in the past, a record of what happened during their time. And I was amazed about that when I was watching Ken Burns, the PBS specials concerning about the Civil War. Because when I saw the letters they were posting and hearing them, it's like, did they actually comprehend it at the time that they're going to be part of history? Nope. But they were. Every time people did interviews, did they realize their records are going to be there for all time to see? And I understand that about YouTube. YouTube is like a big, huge corkboard. You post a lot of stuff on there. If it stays on the corkboard long enough, if it stays there long enough, maybe it makes an impression on someone. Maybe it makes a notation. Maybe history records you. Who knows? That's something to think about. And here's another thing for me to think about. Sleep. It's about time for me to try to crawl back into bed again, if I can. So, if I haven't bored you into sleep just yet, I think I will be partaking in that particular biological function that we all have to do. Otherwise, our brains go, and then our bodies go, bee. So, with that one, I bid you adieu. Comment, don't comment, like, don't comment. Just view it and just see. It's up to you whether or not you're going to like or dislike anything or comment anything, you know. I would appreciate any of them. But if you just view them and try to understand. Yeah, I may act like a damn fool, I may act like a damn idiot, I may act like a damn know-it-all at the time over here, or a conceited, ill-conceited fool and jerk and idiot who's hell-bent on wrecking his own life. So be it. Here's to that. For the gastric.